right. You're live. That's what it says. You're live. So, trying to type the daggone title of the video. And it wasn't working out too great. Keep on misspelling. Misspelling. What if your last name was Spelling and you were a woman? Your name would be Misspelling. I just thought of that. I'm a genius. Okay. So it's Thanksgiving 2019. So this morning I was looking up quotes about being thankful and having gratitude and all those types of words in order to find a quote to share this morning. So let me share the definition of thankful. I looked it up. I just looked it up. Pleased and relieved. Expressing gratitude and relief. And when I read relieved, it made me think of acceptance. The same thing we're doing in yoga. You're relieved. When you accept and you're thankful, you're relieved. You really are. You're relieved. And that's what we're learning on the yoga mat. To accept yourself in a pose throughout the yoga routine, where the mind may go, you're just accepting it all. And there's a release in that. You are relieved. And that made me look up quotes. And I came across this quote by Beattie. I know nothing about her. So let me share what I just learned 5 minutes ago about Beattie from trusted Wikipedia. And I looked at her website too. So Wikipedia is pretty on this one. Her website is, I gotta make it bigger, dotcomYOGA.com. And she is an American author of self-help books on codependent relationships. And her story is pretty interesting. She has a high school education. She began drinking at the age of 12, became an alcoholic at 13, and a junkie by 18. And that was from her website, an old clip of her website, a snapshot of her website. So that's probably accurate, and probably the reason she writes about codependency, codependent relationships, because she probably was, and this is a guess, was codependent on an individual or on people that enabled her addiction. And her addiction just happened to be alcohol. A lot of times we have an addiction and we just have the addiction and whatever vices that we have around. And I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I am an expert on looking up Wikipedia and her books. She has 18 books: Codependence No More, Beyond Codependency. See why I think it's about codependency. The phone just messed up. The Language of Letting Go and Make Miracles in 40 Days, Turning What You Have into What You Want, and so on and so forth. She has 18 books. So when I found her quote, I looked her up and learned about her. As part of these videos, I'm learning a lot about people. So I looked up thankful, and thankful is about accepting. Being thankful is about accepting, and in that acceptance, there's relief. And here's her quote. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. Melody Beattie. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. When you are grateful, you accept. And it turns everything that you have into enough. That is pure acceptance. And that is what we're learning on the yoga mat. When we do yoga, we accept where we are in a pose. We accept how we're moving. We accept our bodies and where it goes. Pure acceptance, letting go of judgment, letting go of trying to control where we want to be, and just pure acceptance. We're learning that on the yoga mat. So when you go off the yoga mat, you accept where you are in life. And when you have that acceptance, there's a reality there. And then from there, you can move where you need to move. But you first have to accept exactly where you are. And that's what we're learning to do on the yoga mat. Every day, we practice this every day. Acceptance, 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 acceptance. And then when we get off the yoga mat throughout the day, we're accepting where we are. Something happens, we accept it. Someone's being negative. You're accepting that they're being negative. Now, that doesn't mean you take in their negativity, but you accept that they're being negative and it's over there. So you may go over here. You accept, and you go with the flow of life. And in yoga, that's what you're learning to do. You're going with the flow of how you feel in a pose. You're accepting where you are in a pose. You're accepting all the movements. And the yoga routine becomes a form of a moving meditation. So you're on the yoga routine, you're moving, boom, 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 and you're just accepting, you're flowing. It's a moving meditation. Then you get off the yoga mat and you continue that moving meditation because you move through life. You accept that you're going to work, and then you're being grateful that you even have a job. And then you're accepting that you're maybe applying for a job because you don't have one, but you're accepting that, man, I have the ability to apply for a job, and apply for another job, and apply for another job. And you just go with life, and then next thing you know, life gets bigger, and everything starts to blend. And you're in oneness, which is yoga. So let's go ahead and begin. We're just going to do 2 sun salutations. So we'll begin in the mountain pose, 2 sun salutations, go back in the mountain pose, and then go in the easy pose, wind down, do some stretches and movements, and close it up with a yoga seal. So feet are shoulder width apart, knees are bent, hips are tilted, toes go up, spread the toes as wide as you can, each toe touches the floor one at a time. And the arms are relaxed, shoulders relaxed, no tension anywhere, and you lengthen up. So you lengthen up, bring up the skeleton, lengthen up the skeleton, and then let the bones sit on top of each other. And find that spot where the skeleton is just standing, and you're nothing, as if you're nothing but a skeleton. 100% focus on the breathing. Palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Push the arms out, up and back is the first stretch, so go nice and easy. Then exhale. As you exhale, you hinge forward from the lower back. And just hang there. Let the arms dangle. Hold on, I gotta get something. Professional. So professional. And you just accept where you are. Just accept that I disappeared for a second. Accept that I got my phone, and just focus on the breathing. The palms to the calves, elbows into the sides of the legs. You can arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Inhale as much as you can. And then exhale. As you exhale, you pull yourself in, push all the air out, get all the air out. And then arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, push all the air out, get all the air out. And again, arch the back, raise the head. Inhale. Then exhale, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. And then once all the air leaves, you release and just watch yourself breathe. Focus 100% on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. The palms to the sides of the feet. Left leg is back into a low lunge. Low lunge, top of the foot to the floor, knees to the floor, hips are square, pushing forward. Back is arching, head is going up. And you're just focusing on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. You're making sure the front knee is not over the toes. If it is, lengthen up some and just focus on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. You're going to go to high lunge just for a second or so. So knee goes up, toes in the back, curl under, and then downward dog. Downward dog, you are pushing into the pose. Arms are straight, legs are straight, tailbones to the ceiling, heels are to the floor. You push into the spot right before you feel like, man, I shouldn't go any further. Find that spot, settle there, and focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Now you're going to go to high lunge. I'm not high lunge, I'm sorry. I'm losing it because I'm thinking about my phone. You're going to go to the plank. I got to find my stopwatch. So to go to the plank, just like you're about to do a push-up. So you go, palms to the floor, toes are to the floor. Now, if you need to modify this, you go down the knees. If that's too much, you go back some. 2 hands and knees. Middle fingers are pointing straight out. Fingers as wide as you can get them. And the abs are engaged. That means the belly button goes into the spine, and you're not hollowing the abs out. So you're not sucking them in. You're just tightening them, engaging them. You just focus on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. Now, if you're wobbling a little bit or your arms are getting a little shaky, that's all right. That's where you are. Don't judge it. That is where you are. That is acceptance. You're accepting where you are. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't. You're going to find that stability in that wobbleness. You're going to feel it. You're going to accept it. And so when you're off the yoga mat and you feel a little wobbly out throughout the day, a little shaky, mentally I'm talking about, where in the situation, you go with it. You accept it. Back to downward dog. That's how you eventually get rid of it. Back to downward dog because you accept and you move into reality, move into things where you're not wobbly or mentally unstable in the sense of not being able to handle a specific situation. Push a little bit more. And then you're going to slide into the upper dog. Drop down to the knees and the chest, and you slide up. Tops of the feet up to the floor, the downward dog. I'm sorry, I'm losing it. Upward dog, I'm really losing it. Number 181, I'm starting to lose it. I'm just joking. It's part of it. So tops of the feet are to the floor, palms are to the floor. and you're just scooping. Or you go to hands and knees, do the cow, or you do the small cobra where you're on your belly, hands off the floor, you're touching the floor, but they're barely off. You're not using them, you're not pushing. Some days, like I start messing up. But that's part of the process of doing yoga, because it's life. Back to downward dog. Some days you're on it, you're in it, and some days you're messing up. But that is life, man. That is perfect example of life. You're off the yoga mat. Some days are great, some days are not. Some days you're with it, some days you're messing up. It mimics the yoga practice when you do it every day. Some days you're doing great yoga, some days you're not. But that's all judgment. And it's okay. That's the point. When you're in real, so-called real life, you got to go back to plank. Fingers wide as you get them, middle fingers point out, abs are engaged. But when you do this every single day, it mimics life. Because in life, not every day is perfect. Not every yoga routine is going to be perfect. But in the sense that they are all perfect. I'm messing up. I'm calling it upward dog, downward dog. My phone is over there. Open the curtain. The curtain's halfway open now. I didn't shut it. All those things. But and some days you have that. And it's all good, man. It is mimicking life and how every day is not the same. And it's all right learning more acceptance in this type of routine. To the person watching, you're like, man, you're terrible. But you're not. Talking about me, but I'm not. Back to downward dog, pushing into it. It's life. It is life. Arms are straight, legs are straight. Then low lunge. With the low lunge, top of the foot to the floor in the back, knees to the floor. One thing's messing me up. Oh, hip bones are square, back is arched, head is up. Is that the kitchen is right here. Well, not inside here. It's behind the wall. And my wife is doing something. I can hear it banging. She's never up this early usually, but it's Thanksgiving, so she's bringing things around. So that's going. Phone's over there. Curtains open now. What else? Other things too. You're opening up here. So in the low lunge, you're feeling open, accepting. Everything is being accepted. I'm accepting my wife making noise. I don't know what she could be doing. I accept the curtain open. I accept everything, man. Grateful to have a curtain. Grateful to have a wife. Grateful to have my wife doing something. I don't know what she's doing. She's probably cooking something. I'm getting ready to cook something. Then high lunge just for a second or so. Find the positive then. Pull yourself in and down. Fix your shirt. And just accept where you are. Now, in this pose, it's important because it allows you to be aware of subtleness. And that happens because you pull yourself in and down. And when you inhale, the belly swells with air. So it pushes you out of the pose slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. And when you exhale, you go back into the pose. It's a subtle, subtle movement. Be aware of that subtle movement. And then when you get off the yoga mat, you could continue that awareness of subtleness. And you're aware of the subtle things that are happening around you. Palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then exhale. Inhale, last salutation. We're going to go faster. Exhale, standing forward bend. Pull yourself in and down. Get all the air out. Once all the air is out, you release. And just watch yourself breathe. Left leg is back. Low lunge, opening up. Inhale as much as you can. And then release. And then just watch yourself breathe. And downward dog. Exhale, push all the air out. Get all the air out. Once all there is out, release, and then just watch yourself breathe. Upward dog, inhale. Inhale as much as you can, then release. Then watch yourself breathe. Downward dog, pushing into it. Exhale, get all the air out, then release. And then watch yourself breathe. Left foot is up between the hands. Low lunge, opening up. Inhale. Release. Watch yourself breathe. Standing forward bend, pull yourself in and down, get all the air out. Exhale. Release. And watch yourself breathe. The palms together, reach out, up and back, inhale. Then exhale. And then back to mountain pose. Some hair on my foot. And just focus on the breathing. Remember, you're finding that spot where skeleton stands as if you were just your skeleton. And think of nothing else but the breathing. And you can go easy pose, which is the modification of the lotus. So if you're on a mat, you go to the back of the mat if you want. You don't have to, of course. You don't have to do anything you don't want. Nobody's even watching this video, so you definitely don't have to do anything you don't want. So back is straight. Hands are in front to your knees. Palms are here. Some people do this. And if you need to, you can lean back. If your back gets fatigued, just lean back. Lean against the wall. Bring your leg out if you have a knee issue. Whatever. Just get comfortable. It's the easy pose. That's why it's called the easy pose. Modify it. Make it work for you. Back is straight as you can get it. Then tilt the head to the right. Right ear to the right shoulder. Left shoulder's down. Shoulders are level. And just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. Thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. And when you're focused on the breathing, it heightens your awareness. It makes you aware of the stretch in the left side of the neck. It makes you aware of maybe the lower back or the knee or whatever. But you're not focused on that stuff. You're just aware of it. You're focusing on the breathing. Bring the head to center, tilt the head to the left ear is to the left shoulder. Right shoulder's down, shoulders are level. And just focus on the breathing. 100% focus on the breathing. It heightens your awareness. It lets you feel the stretch on the right side of the neck. Lets you feel what's going on in the body. It's the link that allows the mind and body to connect, which is yoga. You bring the head to center. Tilt the head back. Back is straight, so you're not jarring the head back. Chin's going straight up. And bring the chin down to the chest. Focus on the breathing, keeping the back straight. Now I do hear my wife making something like a grind, like a blender. Not a blender, but like something. She has this magic thing that I do the potatoes for Thanksgiving purpose. So what I'm thinking it is, bring the head to center. Now neck rolls. You drop the head down to the right, down around. You're exhaling. Head goes up. You're inhaling. Let the movement link up with the breathing. So the movement is linking with the breathing. It's becoming a form of a moving meditation. And just focus 100% on the breathing, thinking of nothing else but the breathing. I'll get back to the blending thing in a second. Then when the head goes to the top, you're going to reverse. Exhale as you go down and around. Inhale as you go up. Remember, link the movement with the breathing, thinking of nothing else but of the breathing. This becomes a form of a moving meditation because you're 100% focused on breathing. It makes you aware of the movement. Then when the head goes to the top, bring yourself to center. So the blending thing is maybe salmon patties. See? See, I'm thankful. Noise, but thankful for the noise because the noise will create salmon patties. And shoulders to the ears, back, down, and around. When shoulders go up, you're inhaling. As they go back and down, you're exhaling. Same thing, link the movement with the breathing. Focus 100% on the breathing. Then shoulders into the ears, you're going to reverse. Exhale as you go down. Inhale as you go up. Focus 100% on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And when the shoulders go to the ears, bring yourself to center. Trunk rotations, dropping down to the right. Down and around. When you go down and around, you're exhaling, back is straight, and you're reaching out. Get all the air out. Then when you're coming up, you're inhaling. Link the movement with the breathing. It's becoming a form of a moving meditation. Because you're focused on the breathing, you're aware of the movement, you're aware of what's being stretched. And when the trunk goes to the top, you're going to reverse. Exhale as you go down and around. Inhale as you go up. So the movement is no longer just a movement. The stretching that you're feeling is no longer just stretching. It's all becoming one. You're doing yoga. This is yoga. When the mind and body is connected as one, that's yoga. No matter how the pose looks, no matter how the body looks, if your mind and body is connected, you're doing yoga. So bring yourself to center. Then half spinal twist. Left hand's on the right knee, right arm goes up. Pull yourself up, think of the spine, get yourself straight. Then you twist, palm goes to the floor instead of the back. Arm is straight and it's against the back. Make sure the head is twisting and you're focused 100% on the breathing. Think of nothing else but of the breathing. And let yourself breathe in this pose. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. And it pushes you out of the pose slightly. Let yourself be pushed out. Be aware of that. And then exhale and go back into the pose. It's a subtle movement, and you're aware of that subtle movement. But you're focused 100% on the breathing. And then go ahead and release. Back to center. Right hand's on the left knee. Left arm goes up. Pull yourself up. Then you twist. Palm goes to the floor instead of the back. Arm is straight and it's against the back. Make sure the head is twisting, and you're focused 100% on the breathing. And let yourself breathe. So when you inhale, the belly swells with air. It pushes you out of the pose just slightly. Then when you exhale, the belly goes in. Be aware of that subtle movement, but you're focused 100% on the breathing. Even this pose, it seems static, but it's actually moving. You're aware of that subtle movement. Make sure the head is twisting. You just focus on the breathing. And then we're going to release back to center. Now for the yoga seal, reach behind you, grab the left wrist with the right hand. Leaning forward, forehead is going down towards the floor, to the floor. And you're sealing in all the benefits of the yoga poses, keeping the peace that you gained through the rest of the day. And go ahead and bring yourself back up. Hands go back in front, maybe to your knees or your lap, or maybe one leg is out, maybe you're against the wall, maybe you're leaning back. Wherever you are, just get settled and just focus on the breathing. Accept where you are. Don't judge it. And just watch yourself breathe. You watch yourself breathe by focusing on the belly. As you inhale, the belly swells with air. Watch that. And when you exhale, the belly goes in. Watch that. Or you bring your focus to the tip of the nose and watch the air go in and out. Just watch yourself breathe. You're already breathing automatically, so you're just watching it. You're not controlling it. And what will happen, most likely, you'll start to control it. And when you realize you're controlling yourself, you're controlling the breathing, just let go and just watch it. Many times what will happen, most likely, is that you'll start to think about other things and not on the breathing. And then when you realize, hey, I've been thinking about other things, don't judge it, just let go and watch yourself breathe. And as a process, you'll continue that. Then eventually what will happen is you'll tap into the thought, capital T, thought, and then you'll realize you are the thing that's watching yourself breathe. You are the thing that's watching your thoughts. And you're not your thoughts, but the thing that's watching your thoughts. So we're just going to stay here a little bit longer. So just watch yourself breathe. Bring the palms together. Namaste. That's it. That's YouTube Live number 181. Number 181 YouTube Live yoga routine. It's Thanksgiving, so be thankful today. Just let go and accept and just be thankful. Like the quote said, when you have gratitude, I forgot what the quote said. Let's see what the quote said. I think it said when you have gratitude, something about gratitude. See? Thankful that I forgot. Let's see if I'm thankful that I forgot. Yeah, I'm thankful for that I forgot because that means I don't forget sometimes, right? Made that up. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. So gratitude turns what we have into enough. So be grateful today. And when you're grateful, everything you have will be enough. So namaste, peace and love. See you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time.